Afternoon, good morning, and good evening. I'm here with my lovely wife Laura on the right this time, and we are just reviewing the Simpsons board game.
Yes, we're not going to play this because this can take a long time, a short time.
And it can also be very repetitive depending on your luck with the die.
Yes, so we're just going to have a look at it.
It's not based on anything.
Just The Simpsons.
So, yeah, just the Simpsons. I mean, there are other board games which are just re-skinned, like you can get like Simpsons Scrabble, Simpsons Game of Life.
Yeah,
This is actually,
it's its own game.
It's its own game, so...
Which is kind of cool.
Let me just turn the board up.
And for anyone who hasn't watched The Simpsons, well, you should.
Yeah, I mean...
Especially the early ones.
People, yeah, obviously the earlier Simpsons episodes are, in my opinion, much better than the later ones, but I still enjoy watching even the newer ones, so...
The point is, if you haven't watched The Simpsons, well, to you.
So basically the aim of the game is you get a card and you've got to get, I think, 18 tokens via various things in the game, mini games and dice rolls. Quizzes. Whoever gets all 18 first is the winner, and if you're playing with more than one player, I think you just keep on going until everyone bar the last person has their tokens.
Alright, let's open it up. So we have the instructions, which we will scan and pop down below.
It's actually quite a weird... It's actually not that... It looks like a little brochure.
There's a lot of text, but it's not necessarily a hard game. There's just a lot of different sections.
There's, as they say, there's sub-games. The actual instruction manual describes them
sub-games. That's a good description. Alright, so we have our board. And here in the middle is where you collect your tokens.
Which will show
There's
you
the couch.
better detail when we put it down. But
I'll
yeah.
show you now.
Oh, why not?
So, do you want to help maybe hold part of the board? Thank you. We have one section, which is Moe's Tavern Karaoke, which is an absolute nightmare. It involves charades and singing, and we'll show you some of those cards. Then we have the Elected Mayor section, which has a lot of things like move here, move there. You have to go back to the settee.
Not just you, but actually move other players around.
Yeah, and you get tokens and stuff as well. Then we have Springfield Elementary.
Which is a lot of IQ tests and trivia about the Simpsons.
So there's questions and cards. So again, if you haven't seen The Simpsons, I don't know why you'd be playing this.
No, it's very much a fan of the game.
Then we have the Quickie Mart here.
Which is basically a penalty space.
Yeah, you're shoplifting and eating rancid meat and...
And it's not a good... You don't want to go to the Quickie Mart in this game.
No, you never want to be at the Quickie Mart. Then we have the nuclear power plant, which is basically snakes and ladders or three-eyed fish and rods. Carbon rods. And last we have Springfield Elementary field trip.
And that's basically you bet on these, and then
So they all have odds, like 6-1, 2-1, and then you spin. A spinner, obviously. Speaking of the spinner, there's all the numbers. So obviously number 1 is a lot bigger, so you have more chance to land there, or you might get 7, and if you get there, great, lucky you.
And obviously 1 here says, and remove any 1 token. So that's...
Obviously you're going to take away your opponents.
Unless they don't have any, then you've got to take away your own, but we'll get into that.
Well, you just mentioned it.
I guess I just... we'll mention...
There's no need to get into anything.
I think we'll just mention maybe how the tokens are placed and won and lost.
Well, they're basically straightforward. So here's the tokens. There's different ones for every character. Just trying to hold your hand out.
Yes, I do.
Just a few. So we have glasses. Guess who these all come from?
Homer.
Pacifier. We have a Duff beer. We have a saxophone. What else do we have? We have a skateboard. And I think we're missing something still. Which is a pearl necklace.
So basically, as the manual as the manual describes, who you pick in the game doesn't really affect much. It affects a couple of sections, like some minor sort of...
Like the quiz questions are based more around specific characters, I think, and are the most tavern stuff when we look at the cards.
Yeah.
So do you want to take Marge? We, of course, have Marge.
They're just little cardboard ones and little plastic stands, so...
Maggie. These ones aren't in their stands, but...
Crazy old grandpa. Lisa.
And you can't have The Simpsons without Homer. So, you want to have a look at the IQ card. So, if you're in the school, you can land on question mark spaces, which mean you have to answer a Principal Skinner's IQ test.
Yeah.
No, so these aren't based on character at all.
Yeah, it depends which character you've picked.
No. The number you've spun.
Ah, it must be Moe's Tavern.
It's Moe's Tavern, yeah.
So depending
Forgive us.
We haven't played this in a little while. So, focus. What does the regular set of the Krusty the Clown show look like? A park, a circus ring, a zoo, a fun house. Number 2.
You can have some that just aren't even questions at all, like go to Moe's Tavern, which sucks.
I mean, who does the introduction of the Virtual Springfield CD-ROM? I didn't even know that actually existed until recently, so...
Some of these are really simple, like, if you watch the show, you're obviously going to know what Krusty the Clown show looks like. Others...
Like, which Simpsons voice actor is featured on the Weird Al Yankovic CD, Running with Scissors? Nancy Cartwright, Dan Castellaneta, Maggie Roswell, or Tress McNeil?
Neil.
I mean,
Yeah, so some of them, like we said, really simple. Others are, not so much. Can we have a look at another card?
Yeah.
So if we have a look at another one, again, you have like a simple roll again, or you might have a question like about the false ID of Grandma Simpson, which is kind of cool.
Which is another thing which is only shown very, very briefly in the actual episode it references. So,
see, that's not a bad card. Most of those are show-based, which is kind of nice. But there's lots of different questions and cards.
Like I said, some of them can be very tricky. It's, even for us who's watched all the series and seasons over and over again, we still have trouble with some of them.
We're pretty big fans. And the last thing we have in the box is the Moe's Tavern Karaoke. Now, this is the one...
This is your favourite section.
Oh, God, no. This is the one that's based on who you pick. So, if you land on a Moe's Tavern Karaoke card... You pick it up and say I was playing as Lisa. I have to show everyone my imaginary pet mouse and let each of them stroke it. So I've got to pretend I've got an imaginary pet mouse.
Now, if you manage to convince people that you've done it right, play a short excerpt from Beethoven's Fifth Symphony and an imaginary piano, if people go, yeah, that's pretty good, you get a token. If they go, nah, that's rubbish, you don't get a token. So this is definitely one, if you're playing with more people, it's a lot more fun. With 2 people...
And you don't want to have horrible friends, because otherwise they'll never let you get tokens in Moe's Tavern.
No. Perform a reggae song and do some shaken dancing. Skankin dancing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I like that's a Maggie one.
Sing any comic song you know or make one up. So, yeah.
Sorry, I just found this one on the next card. I really like this. If you're Grandpa Simpson, howl like a wolf each time the dice is thrown until your next turn. So if you're playing with like 4 players or 6 players, you're doing a lot of howling.
Yeah, and it seems... I think we always seem to land on Moe's Tavern. There's a lot of...
Oh, I didn't even realise the one up above it. I'm sorry. Act like you're riding a wild Mustang at a rodeo until it throws you off. What does that have to do with Lisa?
She likes horses.
Oh, yeah, come on.
There's a lot of cards... both on the board, Principal, and Moe's Tavern, I think, that actually send you to Moe's Tavern.
Yeah, you end up there a lot, and we find ourselves getting really frustrated because we're doing all this stuff. So, it's not one to play if you're shy.
So there you have it. That's the Simpsons board game. Definitely one for the fans. Simply because you seem to end up in the school and Moe's Tavern quite a lot.
So you have to have a bit of a knowledge of The Simpsons, and as I said, not one to play if you're shy, because you might be jumping around the room or singing, and yeah.
This game can go for very long. You got to basically fill up the couch in the middle of tokens. But every time you spin a 1, it removes a token, and every time a lot of cards.
The spaces you can land on cards that make tokens go away, and of course people are ruthless.
So definitely, if you've got more than sort of 2 people, probably free up a couple of hours.
Just in case.
Just in case. Yeah.
That's the Simpsons board game. So if you enjoyed watching this, please leave us a thumbs up, or let us know in the comments section down below what you thought. And don't forget to hit subscribe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.